Finding strength in adversity. This is a hard thing to do. There's a point in my life when a lot of different things were going on at one time, and it would be hard to even look past the day. You wake up, you have absolutely no motivation. You wish things would change. They seem like they won't change. And so you just go through the motion, hoping, wishing, and dreaming. But what I found, sitting through a lot of different changes in my life at one time, all I looked at was the day, winning each and every day. What could I do today to help me win? That's what it took for me to make the change. Because when I look back at it, I could have just given up. I could have just given in and took it upon myself to feel sorry for myself about what was happening and saying it was just bad luck, bad timing, whatever you want to call it. Things just weren't working in my favor. I was dealt a bad hand all at one time. I could have done that. I thought about it many different times. I thought about just giving in. Right, and a lot of times when you give in, you think about a lot of different things. You think about just walking away. You think about, just looking at other alternatives as opposed to what is going on. And when you talk about this, it's not always easy. A lot of different people, dealing with adversity can be really tough. I'm not saying I walked in your shoes. We all have different things we go through. We all come from different walks of life. Not always easy. I think there are pros and cons to every walk of life, every different event in your life that occurs that may be a little bit easier. Again, depending on your experience, it can be harder for you or it could not. If you've been through a lot of adversity, things can be a little bit easier only because of the fact that you know how to handle it. For me, I've been a lot of ups and downs. We've all been through different seasons of life, some more than others. Not saying that I have overcome more than some other people. I know some people have overcome a lot of bigger hurdles in their life. But overcoming adversity, sometimes it can even be self-inflicting because of neglect, because of the fear that you think you're never going to lose something and you lose it, and many other reasons. Again, bad luck, bad spot, right? Maybe you get injured or maybe something happens in your life. But adversity is always a challenge. And life is always a challenge, and it's so much easier just to turn a blind eye and think you've been dealt a bad hand and give up. For me, it was hard to think of life getting any easier, especially during that time. I think a lot of times you think about how can I really overcome this? The odds are so stacked against me. And when you talk about self-development, self-improvement, a lot of times you hear you have to have a reason why. A why does help. A why helps drive you. You have to also understand that, you got to understand what will you tolerate. It's adversity that you're being dealt with, right? It's going to be an uphill battle. And again, it is easier to just throw up the white flag and say, what, I give up. I can't do this. Yes, we all get tired. We all want life to be a little bit easier. But I've always found that one of the biggest things that have helped me is to find that warrior-like instinct in yourself. Right, you motivating yourself to pull yourself out of the gutter. Picturing yourself being the warrior and leading the charge. You have to lead yourself out of the adversity. To guide yourself, you have to teach yourself. A lot of times, because of the events that occur in our lives, we become very tunnel visioned, and we only see the problem, and we don't see anything else beyond the problem and or problems that are going on during that time. And it's easier to focus on what we have control over, which is ourselves. And establishing an environment in which we can thrive, rebuilding what has been torn down, especially if you're coming from a place where everything, your whole life has been turned upside down. And overcoming adversity means belief in yourself that you can. And however you have to motivate yourself. I know even for myself, there are many times I picture myself as a warrior and pushing through the adversity and motivating myself, because I know there's a lot of other people that need it, and some people have a lot more trouble motivating themselves. And so I feel like I must step forward. I feel like it's a calling for me to step forward and be the strong one for everybody that can't be. Is it easy? Not all the time. But I find that by doing this, by giving strength to others, it gives me more strength than I could ever imagine. You're just looking at myself and looking for a why, helping others, guiding others, giving others a model, by creating positive things in my life, by removing all of the bad things in my life that no longer suit me, and aligning everything with what matters to me. A lot of people may not like that, and maybe a lot of people won't see my vision. But when you're going through adversity, nobody needs to see your vision but you. Nobody needs to believe in your vision but you. You have to be strong for yourself. And I know that's, again, easier said than done. But you are a warrior. You have that warrior-like instinct in yourself. You have that instinct to survive. Tap into that. Motivate yourself to go out and do it and get it. Whatever it is that you want, it's possible. Stop worrying about what people might tell you. Stop worrying about where you're currently at. You can always get there. Stop putting yourself in a box. Stop tolerating what you've been tolerating to this point. Yes, adversity is there to determine if that's what you really want. Is this what you really want? And every day you must show up and say, yes, this is what I want. This is why I show up. This is why I'm here. And I may be bruised and battered and beaten, but I'm here. Don't count me out. Come with that instinct every day. You don't have to worry about, well, I can't do this for a week, I can't do this for a month. Day by day. Day by day, own your day. Bring your best that day to the table. Some days you can't find it, but push yourself to do a little bit more. You find just by doing one little thing, ignites more positive motivation into doing the next thing that you initially weren't motivated to do. But continuing to do this, to be the warrior that you are, you can strive and achieve the things that you want. And I'm a walking version of that. It's always been an uphill battle. Adversity has always been there. Again, it might be harder for others, different events, different experiences. I continue to push myself and put myself in positions that make me push harder, that make me become the warrior and strive for bigger, better things. And I'm not saying you have to go out and take on the world. What I'm saying is You go out and seek the change that you want by becoming the warrior and living that every single day till you claim a victory for your day. Stop thinking so far down the road. It's just the day you have to win. And when tomorrow comes, then you deal with tomorrow. But don't let adversity take you down. Don't let adversity win, because it's testing you. It wants to see if you truly want it.